Legends of Zelda, Twilight Princess. Before there was Skyrim and GTA 5 stretching themselves across several generations of consoles, one of the earliest non-sports, non-Call of Duty games to do so was Twilight Princess. Originally developed to be a 2005 Gamecube exclusive, this title released in December 2006. Twilight Princess was highly praised by critics and drew in excellent review scores. Very different from the previous home console Zelda titles, Wind Waker and Four Swords Adventures, the art style is less cartoony and moves away from cel shading in order to appeal to the Western audiences. The story is darker, earning an ESRB rating of T or Peggy 12. This also introduced Link taking on a wolf form, as well as his Hylian form. Selling just under 1.5 million units worldwide on Gamecube, and achieving an average of 9.5 out of 10 in critic reviews. This looked like a popular new entry into the Legend of Zelda series. A month earlier, however, a Wii version was released. Nintendo wanted to use Twilight Princess as a launch title for their new console, so delayed the Gamecube version in order to fine-tune, expand content, and create a stable port of the game. Led by Eiji Aonuma, the mechanics and design concepts were being compared to another title in development, Phantom Hourglass for the DS. Aonuma felt only using a standard Gamecube controller made Twilight Princess lack novelty and innovation for the time, so he looked to the newer technology of the Wii in order to change things up. The Wiimote would be ideal for aiming arrows and allowing a player to physically move their arms in order to swing a sword. It was well established by now, in the Zelda universe, that Link was left-handed, so held his sword in his left hand and shield in his right. As statistically most of the world is right-handed, Aonuma felt it was strange to swing your right arm, only for Link to use his left. The simplest way to correct this was to flip the entire game into a mirror image of itself. This was able to be done without too many gameplay problems, as the Gamecube version had not been released, and so would not be immediately compared. Horseback riding and combat was also a major focus for developers, wanting to bring in more realism to the mechanic and animation. Playing the Gamecube version followed immediately by the Wii version, I got really confused with certain map layouts and where NPCs were supposed to be standing. In 2006, however, many people would have bought one version or the other. Most likely the Gamecube version, as Wii consoles were in such high demand and constantly sold out on release. The Wii version sold over 7.1 million copies, and like its Gamecube equivalent, had review scores of 9.5 out of 10 on average. Twilight Princess became not only a cross-generation game, but the final first-party game of the Gamecube, and a launch title of the Wii, all at the same time. In 2016, an HD remaster was released for the Wii U, with updated graphics, controls, and amiibo support. The Gamecube version was used, as many mechanics and button layouts that used the controller were easier to adapt. Also, Link returned to being left-handed. The Wii U gamepad was used as an always-on display, showing a player their inventory and items to be used, as well as options and the map, With most of the Zelda development team being focused on Breath of the Wild on Wii U, Nintendo handed the reins over to Tantalus Media in order to complete the remaster. Selling 1.24 million copies worldwide, it wasn't as in demand as its older siblings. On top of that, it received an average review score of 8.4 out of 10. The main reason for these shortcomings may entirely rest on the disappointing sales and bad reputation the Wii U was facing in its lifespan. Other reasons could be that audience already had 2 versions of the game. Why would they want to pay full price for HD graphics when they could just move on to the next game in the series? The HD aspect could have also been a deterrent, with certain points of the game benefiting from a softer, slightly blurred visual in order to capture the atmosphere. This was addressed by the developers, but some audiences may have felt their adjustments just weren't enough. Looking at the box art, the Gamecube version and Wii version are very similar, with Link's 2 forms opposite one another and the crest front and centre. The title sits towards the top, with Midna's headpiece faintly seen in the background. The Wii U box changes up most of these elements, adding more characters to the cover, having Link's 2 forms horizontally opposite each other, and removing the crest completely. There was also an absence of a magic meter in the game, although a screenshot on the back of the Wii box shows one. This is not seen on the Gamecube or the Wii U box art. So if you wanted to play Twilight Princess today, which is the best version? Which is the most affordable to access? If you have one in your collection, how much is it worth today? Let's compare some prices and values using pricecharting.com and CEX UK. Let's go by console generation order so we don't get too confused. In PAL regions, a complete Gamecube version was priced at around £45 back in 2018. Today, the price has climbed to a little over £73. In Japan in 2019, it was $25 or just over £22. Today, a complete copy will set you back $69 or £62. Price charting goes back to 2013 in US regions, where it was $37.99. Today, a complete Gamecube copy is worth $114. If you want to find a copy that may or may not be complete, CEX has copies at £85. Onto Wii versions. And in 2019, a complete copy in PAL regions was £6, only increasing a little bit to £8 today. In Japan in 2020, the Wii version was only $2.50, or just over £2. Nothing too pricey. Today, however, the price flew up to $18 or £16. Still affordable, but just interesting how much the value increased within 2 years. Again, price charting goes back to 2013 in US regions, where a complete copy was $10.34. And after a brief spike, settled back down to $14.99 today. In CEX, you can grab a copy for £8. Finally, Wii U. Price charting only had PAL and US region sales. So, looking at PAL regions, in 2019, a complete copy was around £24, almost doubling its value to £47 today. US regions had it for $43.99 in 2016, so most likely its retail price on launch. Today, the price is surprisingly up there at just under $80 complete. CEX will sell you a copy for £45. I don't know about you, but those prices were not what I expected. I knew Gamecube games had increased in value in recent years, so that's not too much of a surprise. It's the difference between US region prices and PAL and Japanese regions. That caught me off guard. The Wii versions being the most affordable makes sense, as there are so many copies floating around in the wild, so you won't be stuck trying to find one. The Wii U was the most surprising to me. I knew Wii U games were going up slowly, as gamers and collectors are starting to appreciate this poor little console, years after it was quietly put in the corner and forgotten about. Nearly £50 for a complete copy in PAL regions, and $80 in the US. It's almost like you're buying it at launch. So, which version is the most affordable to access? The Wii version, of course. Under £10 or $15 is acceptable for a Zelda game. Wii consoles are super cheap secondhand too, so price of admission isn't too high. They also play Gamecube games, so if you have the money to spend, you can get the Gamecube version and play it on the Wii. The Wii version was confusing after playing the Gamecube version, because the controls were painful and kinda janky. I liked the motion control aiming, but when you aim at the screen with the Wiimote, you have a little Navi-esque fairy that you can control. Doesn't seem to do anything except show you where your cursor is. Not having camera controls also made everything a little bit harder, and very frustrating at times. I preferred the Gamecube version, and using the controller over motion controls was so much easier. You don't realise how much you appreciate camera controls until the Wii takes them away. One big thing I had to get used to was camera directions. Older games don't always allow you to invert camera movement, which I'm used to using in more modern games. So I was swinging the camera in weird directions and had to reverse everything in my head before moving the right stick. If you already own a Wii U, I would play this version. Everything is a little bit more polished, the graphics are a little clearer, and you have your inventory or map right in front of you at all times. It also combines Gamecube controls and Wii motion controls into one efficient way to play. Use the sticks to move, buttons to attack or use items, motion to aim or look around. Easy. Wii U consoles aren't cheap though, but they are backwards compatible with Wii games, so you still get a huge library of games to play. And now, for some obligatory side-by-side comparisons. The biggest question on a lot of Legend of Zelda fans' lips right now is, where is the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker Switch ports? There are so many rumours going around, but nothing set in stone. There is also the question of whether audiences will be willing to pay full price for yet another re-release, but Zelda fans wouldn't think twice. It would be awesome having the complete Legend of Zelda series accessible on one console. I don't know how realistic that would be in this constantly evolving world of console gaming, but a girl can dream. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit your favourite combination of buttons down below.